hopefully this video doesn't shake too much. That's why I didn't record it when I was leaving my apartment, because the shit was just going like that. It was going like that. Okay, hopefully this is a little better and not as bumpy as it was before. So what we got going on real quick is my buddy next to me wants to do a turbo 5.3 swap into a Volvo wagon. It's a 98 Volvo wagon. This is kind of really just came out of nowhere. He was a new coworker to me. The dude's smart as hell. His name's Randall. He used to work at National Speed, where he actually did a LS1 Volvo swap wagon. So he's already experienced with doing a swap of that nature. Really what it came down to is he wanted to keep it regular 5.3, put it in the Volvo, and then do it from there. Then I kind of stepped in and was like, you know, you can do a lot of stuff to this right now, like for like really cheap. Just because of the fact of, just because of my connection of friends that I have, which is awesome, and the fact that Randall just wants to do like a lot of hood rat stuff, which makes it even better. So what we got going on is a 5.3 cast iron block. It is a 1255-1358 casting number. So standard 5.3 stuff, 6-bolt main, everything's taken apart. If this is the original motor out of the Suburban, if you want to see us doing a burnout in it before we took the motor out, look at my last video, because I didn't think the Suburban was going to do that nasty of a burnout. It was pretty impressive. But took everything apart, and if this is the original motor out of it with 220,000 miles, salvaged 6 times, that these bearings are mint. It is stock bore, so it hasn't been messed with, anything like that. And it's cherry, like there's nothing wrong with it.
Not bad at all. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed. I'll be.
So took it apart and we started talking about it. He's like, "Hey man, I found this $600 turbo kit. You know anyone wanting to sell a turbo?" And I was like, "I know a guy. Let me make a call. My boy Gerard, because I know he has a 1J Cressida, clean as hell. I've helped him get that car running a little bit too. I know he has some plans for it, so I managed to get my hands on that turbo because I knew it was gonna go bye-bye pretty soon. I was like, "Hey, do you want to sell this turbo?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll let it go for the cheap." And 2 minutes later, after that conversation, Randall came back with some money. He's like, "Hey, get your friend's turbo for cheap and have it over here by the end of the week." I was like, oh boy, things are escalating very fast. Then what it came down to is, what I noticed is Beer Money's build that he did in Horsepower Wars, that's pretty much the same car featured in Fastest Cars on Netflix. They did a 5.3 build. And what was interesting about it is when I saw the engine breakdown, in Beer Money's car, they used a factory LT1 rod. Now, just so, I guess on the lucky side of things, I have a buddy that blew up his LT1, because you can't do anything to a GM engine unless you take everything apart, and just the only thing factory about is the block. Whatever. But anyways, a guy, real good friend of mine, Greg, hostile, 1LE, the boy ugly as hell. He put a bill bottom end in his car. Nothing was wrong with the rods or pistons that he had, and he just had them laying around. I was like, "Hey man, you want to hand over those LT1 rods?" And he was like, yeah, take them, yeah, cool. And the crazy thing about it is when we look everything up, the stroke length is the same, the rod bearing is the same. Is that a Transformer Camaro lane on the side of the road? The only thing that's different about that rod to a 5.3 rod, oh, here we go. We got an on-ramp. rod is the piston pin. The piston pin is a few thousandths bigger than the stock 5.3 pin. And actually, I'm not hands-on. I don't have experience with this whole stock bottom end 5.3 making like 800-900 wheel, but if you put a factory LT1 connected rod next to a 5.3, and if that 5.3 makes 900 wheel on a stock bottom end, then this car that we have got going on right now is going to be very stout, because the LT1 connected rod is so beefy compared to a stock 5.3.
Okay, let's get pick that one up. Get a size comparison of Gen 5 LT1. This is a Gen 3 5.3 iron block. That's what that is. Turning sideways. Damn. The one you should be worried about, and you.
So there's that. The next step was to find a piston, and what Randall did, he got a stock 3805 bore piston from Maw, and essentially the bottom end is done with a $800 salvage Suburban turbo that he got for cheap. I'm talking like $300-ish or so. LT rods that my boy pretty much just gave me. A $600 turbo kit and forged pistons. The forged pistons actually are what cost the most. I think we're around $900 or so.
What's going through your head right now?
How much power I can put through these pistons?
So there is a dish to it, so it's not a complete flat top.
No.
Okay.
About relief. I'm actually curious what compression's gonna end up being. Hopefully in the mid-9s. Just gotta send them off. These wristbands, but all the jam.
That's fucking crazy.
All the jam. Pretty tight fit.
So these pins that are sitting here, these are the LT1 pins?
Yes.
So it's a tight fit in there,
Oh yeah.
as it should be, but
They don't fit here. We'll have to cut. I believe it's 1,000th.
yeah, it's a few thousandths or a few thousandths off for it to fit into there.
Nothing a little machining can't take care of.
This is like all the way ready for it to go to the shop now.
Yeah, I'll probably send it out in a day or two.
So we just gotta
Have to call them up.
call up Harrel Engine dyno, home of beer money.
Better money.
And
Getting, I don't even remember how to say it in Swedish anymore.
old
Old money.
old
Pangar.
old Pangar, yeah, it's Swedish money. That's what that is. It's going. That look pretty.
But essentially that's it, and some bearings and little stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I called it Harrel Engine Dyno. Harrel Engine Dyno is actually the shop that built Beer Money's motor. It's HED. If you see Lionel Barnett when he's racing a black dart, he has a HED logo in the front of it. And it's crazy because when I called the shop, I was like, hey, I saw the video on YouTube where you guys broke the engine down and you started talking about it. And I noticed the dude's voice. I was like, wait, is this Lionel Barnett? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's badass. So anyways, I'm pretty sure they didn't answer this week because of the Horsepower Wars finale they got going on, which is going to be at No Mercy. And I wish I was able to go to a No Mercy. But anyways, there's that. So it's going to take a little bit of machining. I don't know what actual pin they're going to use, whether it's going to be the Mall stock pin, the 5.3 stock pin, or the factory LT1 pin. The factory LT1 pin I doubt is going to work because if you look at it, the pin actually goes into the C-clip area. So I doubt they're going to machine the piston that much bigger to accept the 6.2 pin. But whatever the case, that's it. That's pretty much a good breakdown of the motor and what's going on with it right now. It's all wrapped up. All the parts are in a crate, and as soon as Harrel Engine Dyno gives us the okay, because I called them previously, and they said they're probably going to charge $15 to $20 a rod just for machining. So we're gonna see what they can do and possibly just assemble the short block. You know, with fresh bearings, line honing, decking, the whole nine, and have a good base to start with. We haven't figured out what we're gonna do right now as far as the cam. We don't know if we're gonna actually have Harrel Engine Dyno spec out a cam for us, or if we're gonna have comp cam, you know, have us hook us up with a cam. But that's all for the future. And what it looks like right now is that there's not a lot of money invested into this car right now. And literally, when the swap kit, he has it, and once the short block's assembled and the motor gets dropped in, we're more than halfway there to getting this car done. For right now, I think it's gonna stay with a stock 6L80E, whatever that is. I don't know the exact number, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, there's that. Stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot more videos to come of this whole build and everything, and I'm learning a lot. So hopefully you guys learn a lot about this 5.3 stuff. And the one thing I will say is you cannot beat this Chevy stuff. It's literally all the same. I guarantee you. You can take out rods. You can take the connecting rods out of my friend's Saturn and put them in a 5.3. I guarantee you. Actually, probably not. There probably won't work. But anyways, more videos to come. Stay tuned, and talk to you guys later.